New Dr. Martens. Look, aren't these beautiful? So these are real shoes. They did come with a pretty price tag of $260, but I am assuming that these are going to really last the distance. I do have some Doc Marten boots that I bought about 2 decades ago, and they are still going strong. So these are the Voss II Black, and I needed some good walking sandals for here on the coast. And another interesting fact is that Doc Martens were actually originally designed by a medical doctor. So they date back to 1945, and they were designed by Dr. Klaus Martens, and he was a 25-year-old soldier at the time, also a medical doctor, and he designed air cushioned soles as opposed to the hard leather soles that were very common back in his day to aid his recovery from a broken foot. So these are just beautiful, and I'm going to take them for a walk for the very first time to see how they feel out on the streets here in Surfers Paradise on what is a rainy day. Well, so far so good. We're in the lift. The first couple of steps, I did have to, it is sort of a little bit higher along this arch here, so I did slip a little bit, tiny bit just then, but aren't these beautiful?
Ground floor.
Good. Like, they've got that little high arch there, and so you do have to watch it as you're walking the first couple of times, just so that you don't sort of you know, I'm used to really flat shoes, so the arch was something that I had to you know, sort of just watch that I didn't twist my ankle there as I'm getting used to that. But these are just so comfy. So yeah, look, so far so good. I'm actually really loving walking with them. They're soft. They've got good cushioning. Absolutely great. So what's our verdict after our first walk? I'll take Piper's harness off first. Sit. Sit, love. Good boy. Good boy. You're a good boy, darling. Yeah, you're a good boy. All right, let's unclip you. There we go. All right. There we go, darling. All right, Piper's free. He's going to go and have a scratch or a shake. Hey, yeah, there you go. He loves having a shake after his harness comes off. So what's the verdict? absolutely beautiful shoes. So these are so comfortable to walk in. You do have to watch because they've got that little bit of an arch there. So I did turn my foot turned a couple of times as I was walking, just because I'm not used to an arch. I am used to a very flat foot, but flat shoe, but obviously the arch is going to be a lot better for your step and your posture. These are so good basically for all weather. I think they're going to be really hardy. They're going to last the distance. As with all new shoes though, it will take a little while to wear them in. So the strap here was feeling a little bit rubby for a bit. This bit of the strap was also feeling like it was, so this front bit here was feeling like it was rubbing a little bit. So that's probably going to have to get a little bit of getting used to, just because they're so brand new. And the back was very comfortable actually. This back strap wasn't causing me much discomfort at all, even though it's brand new. A little bit of rubbing here. Oh look, because it was raining, I've got little leaves and sort of crap on my legs, but no, this was absolutely perfect. So the straps will take a little bit of wear in, but apart from that, these are so comfy to walk in. So I give these a 10 out of 10, and I'm so glad I bought them, and I think they are going to last the distance. And Piper is doing his usual rolling around whenever he gets wet. What do you think, darling? Hey, these dogs did the trick, didn't they? We give them our tick of approval. Yes, we do. It is 8 days later, so what's been happening with my beautiful new Voss II Dr. Martens? This is what's been happening. Before I explain the band-aids, let me say that they are a beautiful shoe. Like, the air cushioning is perfect. The make, obviously being Doc Martens, they're going to last forever. The arch is really good actually. I think it's going to be excellent for posture. It keeps your hips and your back in a good position as you're walking. So I have no complaints about the shoe. They are perfect, hardy, very comfortable to walk in, and they are a heavier shoe. So when you buy new shoes, obviously you're always going to get some rubbing from the straps or the heels. The heels especially are a big one. And I do have rubbing on my heels, especially from my sneakers. So I did use Band-Aids for the first couple of days. Now I have gotten an even better trick. So because they're a heavier shoe, it is going to take a little longer, I think, to wear these into a really comfortable point. So my Voss II Doc Martens are wearing Band-Aids. So this is a hack that I've come up with. I didn't actually look this online. I truly did think of this myself. I thought, well, if I'm going to be putting Band-Aids on my feet all the time, why not get my shoes to wear the Band-Aids instead? So I identified the bits of this shoe where they were rubbing the most. So for me, it was this bit of the strap here where it fits over the top arch of my foot, just above the ankle actually. So I've put a Band-Aid there. On this side, it was rubbing on my little toe actually. So this part of the sandal was rubbing on my little toe. So I popped Band-Aids on those two. And on this shoe, so this is a really good example of the fact that your anatomy is not totally symmetrical. It is a little bit different on each side. On my right shoe, it was actually the heel that was catching. And I have noticed that too about my sneakers. It'll be the heel. And in fact, my sneakers are really old, like they're really worn in, and yet the heel continues to rub. So I've put Band-Aids on my shoes. So I'm not the only one, it turns out, that has thought about this idea. In fact, there's a company that was actually selling clear plastic strips, very similar to Band-Aids, called Blister Block. And I did look them up. Unfortunately, it appears that they've gone out of business. So I don't know why they weren't selling more. Like, I actually think it's a terrific idea to actually get your shoe to wear the protection, not your foot, every time you take your new shoes out. Another hack I found online is apparently you can put chapstick on the back of your heel or any toes that your shoes are rubbing on. So that's how my beautiful new Voss II Doc Martens are traveling. We have got Band-Aids on my shoes, But look, these are wonderful, wonderful shoes. And I don't think the Band-Aid's going to hurt the leather at all. In fact, the sticky of the Band-Aid is just, I think, going to naturally wear off. Like, already some of the edges have lifted a little bit because I am a power walker. And it's not going to take long for the straps to really soften, meld. And in fact, if you look after leather, you'll be able to soften it. You'll be able to get special leather cleaners, leather softeners, leather conditioners, or what have you, which is actually worth it for shoes that are this expensive. And it is a shame these days a lot of things are not made to last, and you do get what you pay for sometimes, and these did come with a big price tag. But like my Doc Marten boots, I think they are probably over 20 years old. I actually wore them, I think they're even older than that. I wore them to university. And they are still perfect. The stitching's perfect, no holes in them whatsoever. So I expect these to last the years too. I'll be wearing them to Amity's graduation and beyond, Spencer's graduation. But no, these are excellent shoes. Like, I'm very, very happy with them. But that is a hack that I've learned. So put Band-Aids on your shoes, not your feet. And these are going to soften up nicely, but I highly recommend these. If you're a power walker, if you want a shoe that's going to last the distance and sort of be really rugged, like, I think you can walk on the beach with these. I mean, some people will comment about leather and salt water, yes, fair enough. But look, you know, for pavement, they've got that beautiful air cushioning, so couldn't recommend these shoes enough. Do stock up though with Band-Aids, because they are a heavier shoe and the straps might rub initially.